And there she is, senior Amanda Lee, getting set to take her final warm-up pitch as the number 2 seeded Mill River Minutemen on their home turf on Munger Vision, taking on number 7 Enosburg Falls, the Hornets from Enosburg, which is basically, if you go 10 feet past Enosburg, you're in Canada. That's how far up north they are. Watching both teams warmed up, I can tell you right now they're both very focused. Having watched Enosburg online earlier this year, I can tell you, my opinion, both of these teams are playing their best softball in the last 4 games they've played. This should be a great softball game. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Loser season's over. They go on to their banquet and call it quits. And I got to tell you, I'll set the defense early as there's a discussion with the bookkeeper. And I believe that's Craig Pettis at home plate, the umpire. But I can tell you, I already have told you, Amanda Lee's the starting pitcher. Sarah Brown, of course, is the catcher behind the dish for Mill River. Courtney Lee getting the start at first base. And I'll talk about the injuries on the Mill River side. Casey Camo is at second base. Michaela Maneri is your shortstop. Taryn Redenis is at third. Casey Dambrackas is in the left field. Kyle Weatherhogs in center field. And Maddie Cornell is your right fielder. Now, Mill River is without the services of first baseman Sierra Phelps, as she sustained a broken collarbone. And I can go into more details. She collided with one of her teammates who's got a splint on her wrist. So Mill River down a couple players on the bench. Jade DeRush, the shortstop, up, and we are underway. And yeah, that pitch of ball right there. My opinion, 2 things. Mill River, and specifically Amanda Lee, a little jacked up right now. Kind of got to get level. They always start, she told me that she starts the games off, especially a quarterfinal game, a little juiced, a little adrenalized. She's got to work herself level. 2 balls and no strikes to DeRush with Shelby Sheridan on deck, and then Katja Langmaid to follow in the number 3 spot. And it's a good rip at the ball and falls straight back. That's just a good old-fashioned fastball. 2-1 to count. Some keys to Mill River this season. Well, I think coaching, outstanding job of coaching by Mike Lee, Mary Colvin, and Darren Badgley over there. Threw the changeup and got her out in front of it and evens the count after being down 2 balls, no strikes. Got 2-2 count. The leadoff batter, Jade DeRush. Another key to Mill River is they mixed it up. They hit the ball with full swings for power very well. That's going to make it a 3-2 count. But they bunted more as the season's gone along just to keep the defense off balance. And they've done a much better job of that. Pitching's been a big key with Lee. She's been a leader in that circle, and their defense behind her has been outstanding. That's what we followed back. We'll stay with 3-2 count. You're watching Munger Vision quarterfinal playoff action from Mill River. And I should mention Mackenzie Gleason is going to be batting in that cleanup spot for Enosburg. Off the fist and caught. I believe that's actually in foul territory by Courtney Lee. So after getting down 2 balls, no strikes, Lee will record the out on a little pop-up to her younger sister, Courtney Lee. Shelby Sheridan now. Very important for Mill River to get off to a good start, keep their confidence going. They've had trouble as a team in the past several years in the quarterfinals. And they've had some outstanding pitchers over those several years. That's Kyle Weatherhog that's in the front shot there, the center fielder. And I'll move back and forth throughout the day. And Sheridan obviously starting off from the left side, foul tip. Lee, like I said, to me, and I'm unofficial, I consider her a power pitcher. Now what the coach thinks so too, because he just shifted his center fielder toward third base, thinking they can't pull Lee. And that's going to be a tough catch, and I'm waiting for somebody to make the call. Foul ball is the call. Now I'm not sure on that umpire behind home base. Like I said, it looked like Craig Pettis, but that's a long way off, and they don't have a PA system where they would announce them. But you know, it's no damage done if it isn't. I'm just saying, I was just trying to identify who, you know, home base umpire is. Nice stop by Brown. Nobody on base, but you want to keep the rhythm of the pitcher. You don't chase down balls that get by the catcher. And of course, Brown's an outstanding defensive catcher. They are going to deep for today. They're going to hit with Amber Hannon in her spot. That's a fair ball. No, that's a foul ball. That had to be so close. So again, Lee with 2 strikes in the count on Sheridan with Langmaid on deck. Like I said, Mill River, through the first 3 games of the year, you kind of watch them and are like, man, they're underachieving. Boy, from that 3rd game on, after the 3rd game on, they found it. That's going to be a fair ball. It's going to be an error on Redenis. It'll be a tough play for her to make, but it will be unofficially an error. So with 1 out, Sheridan on deck, and now we'll get to see the philosophy as Katja Langmaid up that the Hornets will employ here. Are they going to try to steal? They're going to test the arm of Brown. They're going to put pressure on Lee. Keep, obviously we don't want a pass ball or wild pitch here. There's a strike, there's a throw, and she'll be safe. Yes. Throw was high and good speed out there, so there's a small ball attempt. And again, I go with what I think are real pluses for this Mill River squad. One of them's always been all season. That's going to be a foul ball. It's been their strength, their outfield, and they have good subs to come off the bench. Wade was the other player injured. They collided, Wade and Sierra Phelps collided with each other. Wade's wearing a splint on her, I believe it was her left wrist and arm. And then Phelps with the broken collarbone, she said. Oh, nice pitch on the corner. That's going to be her first strikeout as Langmaid. Watch that one come in. Now Gleason up with 2 down and a runner at second. Gleason batting in that cleanup spot. The outfield playing extremely deep, and they're going to take the throw to third. No, they're going to hold the ball as the pitch didn't get that far away from Sarah Brown, but just really couldn't get a handle on it. So Sheridan at third. Oh, something off that. It wasn't a true changeup, but it was an awkward looking pitch, but it induced a swing on a ball that was going to be out of the strike zone by Gleason. Bordeaux on deck. Of course, the pressure on now with the runner at third for those pass balls, wild pitches be under control. Whoa, a nasty rise ball there with some juice behind it. Like I said, Lee averaging between 8 to 10 strikeouts a ball game. Oh, I don't know how that didn't get to be. I was already to ring her up. That's just great discipline by Gleason. Or a very lucky guess either way, but that was a close pitch. And just missed back-to-back strikeouts, at least for that pitch. It was inside. It was off the corner. Got her, and that's going to be it. So Enosburg will strand 1, lead with 2 strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of the first scoreless. Well, the warm-ups are done, and I can tell you the battery for Enosburg will be Caitlin Knopf, number 11, the pitcher. Crystal Eschlebach will be the catcher. And they're going to be looking at Michaela Maneri, Casey Dambrakis, and Amanda Lee, with Maddie Cornell batting in the cleanup spot. Now that's been a real decent top 4 in the lineup for Mill River. That is an awesome pitch. I'll tell you what, if Knopf can have that kind of movement and hit the corners all day, I just have the feeling this is going to be a last at bat type win or extra innings that the teams match up well. Trying for the same spot, missed slow, now leaving the count out at 1-1. The rest of that defense for the Hornets from Enosburg has Ashley Woods at first base, Shelby Sheridan's at second, and, well, I'll check on the shortstop. It's going to be a swing and a miss on a drop ball. It's Jade DeRush at short, Chloe Lunge at third, Mackenzie Gleason's in left, Katja Langmaid's in center field, and Liza Bordeaux gets the start in right field. So 2 strikes on Maneri. That'll be fisted foul. We've seen a rise ball, a drop ball, and I can only assume that a pitcher of this quality will have a changeup also. Munger Vision, of course, bringing this quarterfinal game winner. Moving on to the semifinals. Mill River, if they win, will be here Tuesday. That's going to be a good pitch and a good rip with 2 strikes by Maneri. The Mill River shortstop started the season strong and has never slowed down or looked back. She's continued to play not only physically strong, but smart play and a leadership type of player on the team. Team looks up to her, listens to her. There was a changeup. That will induce a foul ball and it'll be out of play. But again, as this game winds along, you have to remember now, Sierra Phelps saw a lot of playing time through the year, and Wade, who saw playing time, both unavailable, I would assume, for the rest of the season. So that Mill River bench and depth got a little short. That's going to be down to second base, and a little flip. They'll have the 4-3 ground out as it goes from Sheridan to Woods, and that'll retire the leadoff batter. Temperature-wise, absolutely perfect for the ball game today. 81, but no humidity. Just a very slight breeze, a tad bit of cloud cover. Dambracus up now, Casey Dambracus. Good contact hitter. I like that one. She got a rip at foul ball, fouled back. The catcher, Eschlebach, will go back and get it. Another thing about Dambracus, too, when she does make contact, she runs extremely well. So, you know, automatically there's that pressure on the defense. They had to come clean with the ball to be able to get her out at first. Just missed low. I like what I've seen so far early on by Caitlin Knopf, the starting pitcher from Enosburg. She spots her pitches well, mixes up locations and speeds. And that looks to be playable. Yeah, and Eschlebach will make the catch. And the good thing there was the communications. Yeah, and Amanda Lee up now with 2 down, nobody on. The senior pitcher, Amanda Lee up. Now, Lee has been a puzzle for defenses to figure out. There's been many times she just drops a bunt down with that great speed. You know, she'll be hustling down the line, and they're playing deep at the corner. But she's also got good power to wrap out doubles in the gap. So, you know what? She was looking for a bunt there, and I got to tell you, that was a great call because they had lunge at third base defensively, was even with the bag, and now she has moved in. Well, basically, if there was grass on the infield, she'd be on the edge of it. She's 8 or 9 feet in from third base now. So it was important if you were going to get the bunt down to get it down on that first pitch. Swinging away, that could drop. Nope, this might be a 1-2-3 inning. So Enosburg, with a long trip here, got off the bus. Nice job defensively. See if that turns into some offensive momentum for them. We'll go to the second in the quarterfinal game on Munger Vision scoreless. And again, we'll have a holdup as there's either a question in the lineup for the second time today, or they're going to have a substitution. Bordeaux due up, then Lunge, and then Knopf. And I got the lineup right from the head coach, so we'll see what will transpire here. But again, quickly going over the defense, the batteries, Amanda Lee, Sarah Brown. First base is Courtney Lee, second base, Casey Camo. Michaela Maneri, of course, is the shortstop. Taryn Dennis over at the hot corner at third base. Kyle Weatherhogs in center field. Maddie Cornell is your right fielder, and Casey Dambracus is the left fielder. And now they're going over to Coach Lee. And this is intriguing since we're only in the second. And I'm saying it's a big deal, but that's the second time the bookkeepers come out for Enosburg. This time it involved a discussion with Mill River. I don't think it's anything mind-boggling. If I could see the jersey number, Bordeaux due up, and that'll be a little bit outside. That's actually more toward Formula Ford. And that is not Bordeaux at the plate. Well, if it is, you know, I just realized on my roster, I have 2 number 14s. Well, that's going to make it hard for me. One is Jessica Draper, and the other one is Liza Bordeaux. I believe I did heard somebody say, good job, Liza, so there's always a possibility that I wrote down the wrong number. So Lee coming back with a good pitch there for a strike. Oh, that's a great pitch. That's going to be a strikeout number. Well, if you go back to the first inning, that's 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 of them looking. And now Lunge up as Enosburg getting their first look through the lineup at Amanda Lee. I said Lee, fastball, curveball, changeup. Can move the fastball around, spots it well. Mental toughness, real gritty competitor. Sometimes to the point where she gets mad at herself, or but tell you what, they went after that rise ball well out of the strike zone, fouled back. Of course, Lunge, rather tall player, but even for her, that was going to be out of the strike zone. We're scoreless. Second inning, quarterfinals. Munger vision. That's going to be off from the glove. Unofficially, I'll give her a base hit as, again, that went off from the glove of Rodenis as that was ripped down the third baseline for the second inning in a row. Enosburg has a base runner on. This is the pitcher Knopf now. Of course, Mill River's had some games this year where they've been resilient, where they've been behind and able to come back and get the win. I think one of the most impressive performances I've seen was a stretch of the season where Mill River went to Windsor, faced Caitlin Curtis, a very established star in the Vermont League, pitcher for Windsor. That's going to come back. Lee should get the shore out. She's going to go to first and get the shore out. And the Lee to Lee, and then Courtney Lee to the nice stretch on the bag to make sure her foot was still in contact. Runner does advance up to second base, but that's 2 outs now. The out was much more important as Wood's up now, and again, she plays first base for the squad. But during the week that I'm talking about, Mill River went to Windsor, lost 4-1, but struck out 20 times against Caitlin Curtis. Now, if you don't think that does a number on you, your confidence, it does. And then less than a week later, they replayed Windsor here at Mill River, and Mill River winning the ball game and played much better and hit the ball well and minimized the amount of strikeouts that they allowed. So, I mean, just to me, that was such a indication of the character of this team, of the mental toughness and the resiliency. So Enosburg, for the second inning in a row with a runner in scoring position, they're 2 down now. 3 strikeouts in the ballgame so far, with 1 walk by Amanda Lee. Eschlebach on deck, the catcher for the Hornets. Enosburg off the fist and foul out of play. I know it would take me at least 3.5 hours to get to Enosburg. And I drive like an old man, because I am an old man, but my children who are grown big, actually they're old, always call me drive like an old man. So, I mean, they had quite a ride to get here. That's back to Lee, a little nubber, and she's going to flip the first. That's the inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the second, scoreless on Munger Vision. So Caitlin Knopf, who enjoyed a 1-2-3 first inning, will be looking at Maddie Cornell, Amber Hannon, Kyle Weatherhog. And like I said, if you followed Mill River Softball, whether in person or on Munger Vision, you know that when you go through this order, there's not an awful lot of weaknesses. There's not a lot of players. Everybody contributed offensively in some way. And Cornell really had a big season with the bat. A lot of extra base hits for Cornell. So Knopf, that was a strike, just mishandled by the catcher, and then she brought the rise ball up. And one thing Mill River is going to have to do when they go through the order the second time is make Knopf throw strikes. There's been several instances now where the players from Mill River have been swinging at. That's going to be dropped, and there's Cornell. Speed never stopped running. She'll be at second base. And I don't think that's Bordeaux out there. I think that is Jessica Draper, but I am not sure of that. But Mill River now with their first base runner with that missed play out there. Amber Hannon has been hitting the ball hard and with authority, and her confidence, that she's going to go and she's going to be safe. The throw was high, the tag came down, and Cornell slid underneath it. I like that. I like that a lot. Some real aggressive coaching. We've seen, like I said, Coach Lee include small ball a lot more this year, even if it's just a ploy to say, look, we are going to bunt, so just that people have to play him straight up honestly, even though he's going to swing away for those doubles and triples. But he's bunt and run, he's straight steal there, he's got a runner in scoring position. And now, as Amber Hannon turns on that and drives that foul, you got a runner at third base with nobody down, a wild pitch, pass ball, an error, a slow grounder, a deep enough fly ball, a base hit. I mean, you got a lot of options to score now. And like I said, I like Hannon up there because she's been confident and she's a good athlete. But she's got that mindset when I talk to her, and I watch her in the warm-ups. She does all those little things that a coach would absolutely love. Now she's cheering her teammates on. She's hustling around, getting line drive. She's picking up the balls, putting them in the bucket afterwards. Not dogging it. I mean, she's working hard at it. That's the kind of attitude that gets you a long way in life. That's going to get the job done. That is deep, 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 and going to be caught, tagging up. Oh, Cornell, you know what happened? There's Coach Lee explaining to her. That, she should have scored on that, absolutely. That should have been a sacrifice fly. Yeah, and Coach Lee has gone over this and over this with his players, and she's a young player, but she should have been on a fly ball like that, tagging up and gone. So we'll keep track of that. Comes back to Hot Mill River. That's just a long fly ball out without any run scoring. Weather Hog up now. Now she is a heck of a bunter. Strike called. She did look like she was dropping her hands in position to bunt. As Eschlenbach, the catchers, mishandled a couple pitches there that were in the strike zone. Now, just because Weather Hog's bunting doesn't mean they're going to send. That's going to be over, and the run will score. So that mistake on the fly ball will not bite them in the butt. That becomes an RBI as the first run will come in as Cornell will score. Weather Hog will ground out 4-3, but pick up an RBI, and now Courtney Lee up. So 1-0 Mill River, looking to get to the semifinals. And that's a strike. I'll tell you what, Knopf is, she has thrown a fastball, curveball, changeup. And she's been around the plate the whole time, and she's mixed up her pitch as well. That time the changeup came out of her hand early and will roll across the plate for a ball. But again, she's kept the speeds changed, the locations changed. She looks like she's the real deal. And a good eye by Courtney Lee, the freshman, who's, like I said, at first base, really helps solidify this defense on the infield. Redenis on deck if Courtney Lee can get on base here. That's going to be out of play, over the dugout now to play. So one of the questions that I have is just the right fielder for Enosburg. They had it listed as 14 Bordeaux, but then I have two number 14, so I'm wondering if that is, like I said before, Jessica Draper now in there. They did have the bookwork done. Remember the umpire, they could have been changing people. That's going to be a shortstop. The rush to first, and that's inning, but Mill River will go into the third with the 1-0 lead on their home turf on Munger Vision. The number 9 battering order, the catcher, Crystal Eschlenbach, and then they're going to come around top with DeRush and Sheridan. Now, Enosburg has had a runner in scoring position the first 2 innings, just haven't been able to get the timely hit. Lee, 3 strikeouts, the 1 walk. She's also made a couple assists defensively, and that's going to be out of play, or the backstop and out of play. A Mill River win will have them here at home for the semifinals, which would bring me back. I'd be here. You can see the crowd. Well, I'll show you the crowd. It's a Saturday afternoon game, and just a beautiful day to play, but the crowd able to get here, nobody rushing around trying to take care of daycare arrangements or get out of work on time or whatever. This is the kind of crowd you expect to see here for a quarterfinal game. Oh, great pitch. Painting that outside corner. The velocity was there, but it's more the location of the pitch. And like I said, Lee has just, for her last 3 years of being a starting pitcher, really developed into the complete package. That's deep in the hole. That's Benaire. That's a long throw. And nope. Tell ya, that's just a great job by everybody. The hit, the fielder, and then the long throw. Much closer play than I anticipated it being. So a lead-off single for the catcher. And are they going to courtesy run? Yes, they're going to have a courtesy runner come in for Eschlenbach. I just need a jersey number as usual. It looks like Ellis Wright. It looked like a single digit. So again, last time they had a base runner on like this, they advanced her. It looked like, I remember last time they had a base runner on, they tried to bunt and she stole anyway. So yeah, so DeRush up. She popped up to the first baseman, Courtney Lee. Remember, DeRush got up 2 balls, no strikes. And now I can see the jersey number. Doesn't match anything I have. That's amazing. That's a number 8, and I took the roster right off the coach's lips. That'll be a little bit too high and outside. Again, Mill River, that 1-0 lead in the third, scheduled for 7. If we're tied at the end of 7, we just keep playing till we have a winner. Yeah, they're going to get the force out, and yeah, tell you, good speed down the line, or else Mill River is in great position to execute the double play, but they'll get the force out. Fielder's choice for a D-rush, and now Shelby Sheridan up. She was a walk, the only walk so far issued by Lee. Back in the first one, was stranded at third. She showed bunt, didn't get the bunt, and it's going to be safe. The throw skipped in front of Manera, and you see she got hit in the hand. And boy, like I said, they're running low on bodies, and hopefully she'll be okay. She got the cleat in the hand. I don't believe it was a cut or anything like that, but jam finger possibly or whatever. But that's the second steal of the ball game for Enosburg. Yeah, now you can see the groundwork being done by Camo as they try to reattach second base. And a very nice job. Now, she should draw a double pay today, not just for her normal salary for playing softball, but she should get the groundskeeper's pay. So with one out, here we are again, third inning in a row that Enosburg's got a runner in scoring position. That was a true left-handed swing as she bailed out toward first base with the front foot and shortened her bat and missed the rise ball. Swinging strike. Langmaid on deck. Yet the runner's going to be down at third base on that, well, unofficially wild pitch. So there you go, one out and a tying run at third, and that means the same thing as Mill River had. Wild pitch, pass ball, fly ball, slow grounder, error, base hit, you can score. That's on the that's not on the infield, it's going to be behind the dugout. Lee has the type of pitcher, she can generate the out herself from the circle with the strikeout. Sheridan is a tough person to strike out, I can tell you that right now. Good arms in the outfield. They try to tag and score on a fly ball. And she brought the pitch outside. A good eye by Sheridan, and that'll be, I believe it's a full count. Yes, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Enosburg trying to come back and get that run back. And they will have. And they do make the throw down to third base to bring the pitch back into the circle. So here we go, my favorite situation. First and third, you've got to send the runner on the steal attempt from first to second. See if you can draw the throw and try to score. I will move if you give me a second. So a threat here. And yeah, they're going to concede. Pitch was called a strike, and that's an uncontested stolen base. So second and third now for Enosburg. And I will move in just a second. Kyle Weatherhog going to get down out of the way. Caught the plate but low, and a good call, and that'll be a ball. So Enosburg with not only the tying run at third, but the go ahead run at second with good speed at both first and second. And this is Langmaid up. She flinched. Right now, Lee not throwing, she's aiming. She's not loose and letting that, when she's in her groove, she's just whipping. Literally, her whole body's loose. That big old long arm of hers just whips out there. She's tight right now. Well, that's a shot. Cornell, yeah, she came in, misplayed it. It's going to be at least 2 runs coming in and maybe a triple as Langmaid going to go to third base and stands there with a triple that scored 2 runs. Yeah, and Cornell made that cardinal mistake of stepping in the first step on a pitch that, a ball that was hit over her head. Now Gleason up, so 2-1 Enosburg. On a deep shot, still only the 1 out. So the whack hurt. And then the misplayed ball. And Enosburg still with only the 1 down. Now, nice thing about Katja Langmaid is she struck out looking the first time, came back and drove the ball deep to right field. That's going to be uncatchable. It's going to be behind the backstop. Like I said, Mill River trailed Oh, I want to say Green Mountain, but it's not. Leland and Gray, who's one of the top higher seeded teams, trailed them here at home, came back in the 7th to win it, and they've done that a couple times against ball clubs. So like I said, this is no big deal. It's just too high for a ball. What you don't want this to turn into is a big inning. 2 runs in the 3rd for Enosburg, and they've taken a lead for the first time today. Maneri catches it and can't get there in time. Yeah, Redenis was in too deep to get back for the throw to 3rd, and Maneri tried her best, just couldn't get there. So a line out. That's 2 down now, and the ball hit right on the button. And now this is either Bordeaux or Draper. That's going to be Weatherhog tracking it down. Nope, going to drop in front of her, and the 3rd run's going to come in, and Weatherhog, who can cover a lot of ground, just couldn't get to that one. So 3 runs on some big hits. And lunge up now. So the 3rd inning has been a good inning for the road team. So they now have a 3-1 lead. To Redenis. To first, that's the inning, but we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, and the Minutemen on their home turf on Munger Vision trailing 3-1. So Mill River looking at the 8, 9, and then top of the order looking at Redenis, Camo, and then Maneri. Redenis, a nice luxury to have somebody with her power batting in that number 8 spot. Camo, like I said last ball game against Rice, batting in the 9th spot, has delivered some big hits out of the number 9 slot. And Noel, or Knopf, I'm sorry, Knopf in the circle will come up high and tight for a ball. Knopf without any strikeouts, but she also hasn't hurt herself with any walks. She's been around the plate, let her defense take care of it. Nice hold up there by Redenis on one of those high pitches that they had been swinging at earlier. This time she held up. And I think one thing they might be talking about, and it's just speculation on my part in that Mill River dugout, is make her throw strikes, don't help her out. That was a beautiful pitch. And a good job by Redenis to follow it off. So 2 strikes on Redenis, leading off the bottom of the 3rd for Mill River. You lose and you're done. You can't get much simpler than that. Well, I'll tell you what. You saw what I saw. The umpire turning his head on those pitches. It's going to be hard to call those balls or strikes when you're looking away from those. It was definitely a ball. Well, let's see if that was just a fluke right there as far as him turning his head away. Foul tip, caught, strike 3. Yep, Redenis will go down. Nice job by the catcher, Eschlebach. First strikeout of the ball game. Now Camo up with nobody on, with 1 out. I tell you, I went up last year and I did the semifinal game at Otter Valley, and again it was 6th seed from way up north coming down. So they try to drop a bunt with Camo, and it's foul. Now it'll be interesting to see if they stay with the bunt throughout the count or take it off here and let her swing away. But same deal, man. That northern team came down here and was a great ball game, 3-2, but that's popped up, and Eschlebach. No, that was a real tough play. Plus, she's got to use her glove, not her bare hand. She was between the opening between the dugout and the backstop. She had the dugout wood corner there. She had the steel pole for the backstop, and the sun was in her eyes. So she had a lot of things going against her. It ends up being just a foul ball strike to Camo. 2 strikes on Camo, so they took the bunt off, at least that time, and she's swinging away. That's going to be trouble. That's going to roll, and that's with her speed. Camo could have 3. Now she's going to take the corner and hold up with a double. So Camo, like I said, now that number 9 spot has been a good offensive weapon all year. So second base with 1 down. Maneri up. She's 0 for 1. She grounded out to the second baseman, who at the time was Sheridan. Sheridan's now gone to right field, and I believe it's Draper who's gone to play second. Either Bordeaux or Draper, and I believe it's Draper. So Maneri with a chance to drive in a run here. Mill River down by 2 in the 3rd, 3-1. Boy, she liked that first pitch. Again, not a true fastball, not a true changeup, just a little change of pace on a pitch that was up out of the strike zone. Maneri, Dambrakis, and Lee, the next three batters. That's Camo, number 10 at second base, down in the bottom left of your screen. The Rivers tried to bunt runners over so far in the ball game. They've had straight steals so far, and both, like I said, both teams kind of remind me an awful lot of each other, which usually makes for a real good ball game. That pitch down below the knee, but a good job of going down, trying to drive it, was Maneri. So, like I said, she grounded out. 4-3 her first time up. We're in the third, and they're getting their second chance through the lineup now to watch. Tried to bunt, and a nice catch. Eschlebach tracked it and made the catch. I like it. Even with two strikes, I like that. It was a good call. It just didn't get executed. So 2 outs and a runner at second, and Dambrakis up now. She popped up to the catcher. I believe in foul territory. Oh, that's stung and caught on the run, hit on the button, ends up in the hands of Katja Langmaid, and the threat will end, and we'll say 3-1. Enosburg would lead going into the fourth. Cheer, Caitlin Knopf will lead off the inning for Enosburg. She grounded out to her counterpart, Amanda Lee. Then Ashley Woods and Eschlebach do up. This could be a 9-3 ground out, though. There's a throw to first. Nope, she's going to beat it out. Now, see if they'll come up with a courtesy runner for her or let her play through it. I mean, you got to be careful on those balls hit the right field. You get a lot of 9-3. Now, she slid down after she ran through the bag and fortunately fell on her fanny, which if you're going to fall, I believe that's the place to fall. And I think that's what they're seeing if she was all right. So another base runner here for Enosburg. They've had a base runner every inning. Little small ball, yeah. Well, Enosburg, you got to look what they're doing here. They're playing outstanding defense. Their pitcher's not hurting herself in walks. She's letting, she's keeping the ball in play, letting her defense do their job. They're making contact out from Lee because, like I said, they've had a base runner. So what's wrong with playing for one run here, one run next inning? They're confident in their defensive ability. Woods grounded out to the pitcher, Amanda Lee, her only time up. Wow, just blew it by her. Well, she got in the hole with a couple bunt attempts, so Lee now with her fourth strikeout came at a great time. Crystal Eschlebach had an infield single her first time up, the catcher. There's a strike called, who played so well defensively so far in the ball game. Then the top of the order, D. Rush up. Even though it's a 7-inning game, you're only in the fourth. River's got to be careful not to let that lead get too far away. It's just like basketball. You need defensive stops down these innings. Like I say, very seen that the defense is very focused and very solid for Enosburg. The Hornets from Enosburg, way up north, man. Yep. Little foul ball back with 2 strikes, staying alive, doing a good job of keeping herself alive with the 2 strikes, being defensive with the swing. The Minutemen with just those 3 losses. Overpowered her. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lee. 5 strikeouts now. Top of the order, D. Rush up. She popped up to Courtney Lee at first base and then reached on a fielder's choice and was the first run to score back in that 3-run third inning. That pitch high. Wow, close play. You did see part of it. A real close play down there at first base on that pickoff attempt by Sarah Brown, the catcher. Sheridan on deck, the rush set, and that could be caught as Lee. Oh, yeah, Courtney Lee usually make that catch 9 out of 10 times, was shying away from the embankment there, but again, that gives another swing here to the rush. Playoffs, it's all about little things, little execution things. Caught the plate but low, and a great eye by DeRush. Mill River picking their run up in the second inning as Cornell coming in to score. And again, same pitch, same location, same result, same great eye, same ball. DeRush, the shortstop. Lee. Caught. Nice job. Lee brought the pitch up. Camo with the grab. And that's the inning. And it'll stay 3-1 going in the bottom of the fourth. Enosburg with the lead over Mill River on Munger Vision. Well, in the fourth, Mill River right at the higher order, 3-4-5. Amanda Lee, Maddie Cornell, and Amber Hannon. Weatherhog in that number 4 spot this inning. Lee flying out to left field. Getting her second chance now to see Caitlin Knopf, the pitcher. And Lee will take ball 1. And River, the first 3 games of the season, we're kind of in an offensive funk. Boy, they came to life in the middle to late part of the year with their ability to get the big hits, the extra base hits, against some quality pitchers. Lee with 2 balls, no strikes in the count. Caitlin Knopf taking her time, stepping back into the circle onto the rubber, and that's going to be ball 3. Yeah, Lee, like I said, just from watching her in soccer, has tremendous speed. So I'm sure 3-0 she'd be taking all the way here. Strike called. 3 balls, 1 strike. Got that high outside corner, and she was taking all the way. Knopf, very patient, very nice relaxed motion. And Lee brought the bat back, and she'll have the leadoff walk here as they get the leadoff runner on. Cornell up. Hit a fly ball that was misplayed. Ended up at second base, stole third, and it came home on Weatherhog's ground out. So Mill River looking to get some runs back here in the fourth. Strike called, straight steal, and she's safe. Yeah, she came to the back side of the bag, and that's what made that whole thing happen. And Lee just smart like that athletically. Has a great throw from Eschlebach. But Lee slid to the back side of the bag, and that just elongated the tag. And runner at second, and Cornell sees they take the bunt off now. They do, and that could be tracked down by Langmaid. She'll make the grab, and Lee will have to stay at second base. I'll tell you what, the center fielder, Langmaid, covering a lot of ground there, ended up basically in left field to make the grab. Hannon up, she flied out to left field. So Mill River in a position where they're really into the fourth inning, kind of momentum. You feel momentum kind of on the Enosburg side. They're up 3-1. But boy, I tell you what makes momentum is to have a runner at second with less than 2 outs and not allow that run to score. That makes more momentum for Enosburg and less confidence for Mill River. So Hannon doing a little landscaping there around home base. Pulls it down and foul, and yeah. No, she's going to be, that fair ball, she's going to be safe at third. I'm waiting for the call, and yeah, they're saying fair ball, and I'll tell you, it was a great effort over there by Gleason. And that's it, yeah, first and third. Oh, with hand and speed, you've got to send her. Weatherhog up, she grounded out 4-3, but on her ground out, she drove in Mill River's only run. Runners at the corners is 1 out. Mill River, opportunity here. They said to get their offense back on track. See what Weatherhog wants to do. She has been the designated bunter. Yeah, what they had there was they conceded the steal to second and tried to get Lee cheating at third. So second and third. I'll tell you, I think it was called a strike. 0-1. Yep. I like the bunt right here. Seriously. Great bunt. Oh, directional bunting down the first baseline. There's just no way they're going to get Weatherhog out on that. I like the mindset of the coach's calls. Not that, and again, I know I don't amount to a rat's hill of patooties. I'm just saying I like what Coach Lee's doing here. Even though the execution's just a little off. Oh, great pitch, strike 3. That's a drop, strike 3. Yeah, and what happens? Because first base is open. And with Lee at third base, Amanda Lee, that experience, she broke, which caused him not to throw to first. Now, Eschlebach has had some trouble handling some pitches right in the strike zone. That was the third one that she's dropped. That cost him because drop, strike 3, Weatherhog speed, she takes off. They start to throw to first. Lee breaks from third. They hold up the throw, turn, and then everybody's safe. So still just the 1 out. And Courtney Lee up. She grounded out to the shortstop. And being tracked and dropped. On a pitch, foul, yeah, it's a foul ball. I was waiting for the call. Yeah, so just a long dropped foul ball for a strike. Everybody's got to go back. And boy, mistakes. The drop third strike, the dropped foul ball there. Now that might not hurt them. They might get Courtney Lee out without allowing the run to score, but it gives her another chance to swing the bat. You know what I like? Look at the corners. They're all so deep. Drop the bunt. And that stays right at the 5-hole of Eschlebach. So Mill River, bases loaded, 1 down. Right here is where if it's a momentum changer. If they don't bring in the runs, it's huge momentum swing for Enosburg. Of course, Mill River scores runs, man, we got a whole new ballgame. Again, strike dropped. Awkward catching motion by Eschlebach. But Lee now with the 2 strikes, I doubt they'll put the bunt sign on. This is Courtney Lee, the younger of the 2 Lee sisters. Knopf, going for the big out. And a good eye right there. Pitch that started off looking good, then just dropped right off the table. 2-2 count. Big pressure on the freshman at the plate. Yeah, that's right. And Coach Lee telling his players, ground ball, everybody's moving, bases loaded. And a ball there, full count, as Lee has worked it back to a 3-2 count. Dennis on deck. Well, we'll see what Knopf chooses to throw here. See if she just goes back to the fastball. She wants to pitch inside. Got it. Great pitch. Hit the spot, and boy, you couldn't get a bigger strikeout. So her second strikeout of the ball game. Couldn't come at a better time for her. She's actually had 2 strikeouts, 3 strikeouts in the ball game. 2 this inning, but 1 was a drop third strike. And now Redenis up. She struck out. Her only time up. Boy, I tell you, right here, and I don't want to say makes the ball game, but it sure makes for a shift in confidence. 2 down now. Bases juiced for Mill River. Good eye by Redenis. That one's high and outside for a ball. Mill River's been helped out here. Like I said, drop third strike. A drop pop flying foul territory. But you got to capitalize on those opportunities. Oh, she turns on that and cranks it foul, and that'll even the count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. Gleason over there in left field. Well, I tell you, they're playing about it. There is quite a gap in left center field with a right-handed pitcher up, or right-handed batter up. It's Redenis. Right there's changeup. Had her out in front of it. Redenis down 2 strikes in the count. Oh, big moment right here for both teams. My gut, bigger moment for Mill River. Leave them loaded with less than 2 outs and not score a run. That's a big one. Redenis trying to avoid that right here on this pitch. 2 strikes, pitch coming. And that looks to be playable. And it will be caught, and they'll leave them loaded. So a nice job defensively by Enosburg. Make a mark in the book in the 4th. It was a big one defensively for Enosburg. They'll hold on to that 3-1 lead over Mill River. 2-3-4 spot in order. Shelby Sheridan up. She has walked twice and scored a run. There's the bunt back to Lee. She'll pick it up, flip to first. Just does get her on a bang-bang play at first. And now Langmaid up. She had the big triple that scored 2 runs back in that 3rd inning. Now into the 5th of a game scheduled for 7, and Mill River squandering that last inning with the bases loaded and less than 2 down. They need to put up goose eggs defensively. They need to hold. Enosburg right here. Langmaid will take that one. Low for a ball. Mackenzie Gleason on deck for the Hornets. And that's ripped for a base hit. Dambrackas will scoop it up and quickly get the ball into second, and Kamal will chase her back. Tell you, no doubt about that base hit as they pulled that one, ripped it down the line. Tell you, after striking out looking in the 1st inning, Langmaid with a triple and now a single, and now Gleason up. She has struck out and lined out to Maneri at short. And again, we're in the 5th. And Enosburg with a base runner on in every inning, at least 1 base runner on in every inning. Gleason. There's a strike, there's the throw, and back safe. Yeah, Sarah Brown behind the plate, got a good head on her shoulders. Thought she had a chance there, took the throw. And I believe on deck, like I said, it's either Bordeaux or Draper. Nice job by Brown keeping the ball in play in front of her, not allowing the runner to take second. There's 1 out, 1 on. 5th inning, quarterfinals. Enosburg with the 3-1 lead. Back to Lee, and oh, they're not going to get anybody. I'll tell you, Lee will make that play 10 out of 11 times. It's little things like that that are indicators of how the day is going to go. That'll go down unofficially as an error. I think what happened, she was thinking going to second base, getting the double play, and you got to secure the ball first. So that will put runners at first and second with the 1 out. That's straight up. Brown. I think she made the catch. I lost her in all the bodies, so nice job of tracking the ball on heavy crowds by Sarah Brown, and she'll make the grab for the 2nd out. So Lunge up now, Chloe Lunge. Is again trying to strand a couple runners here. Lunge with a single, then grounded out to Rodenas at 3rd base. Strike right there on the outside corner. Tell you, Langmaid with a big lead after that pitch at second base. That could be coming out right there. Brown will watch it. And of course, Langmaid also could turn that into a mistake defensively by Mill River if they try to track her down. It's also just creating a distraction to the pitcher and also making the defense shift all around. 2 outs. This would be a big one here. Great pitch. Foul ball. That's why the runners couldn't advance. That was a foul tip. Well, I'll tell you what, it's just so strange. There's such a small crowd here for Enosburg, which you expect on a 3.5-hour ride. And such a big crowd here for Mill River. But the Mill River side is scary silent. And the small group from Enosburg, scary loud. As Weatherhog will duck down here in a second. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm not saying it wasn't a ball, but that's a hard pitch to take with 2 strikes. Lee with 2 strikeouts in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and 2 in the 4th. Love to get one right here. That's going to be, I'm waiting for a call. Foul ball. Okay. Yeah, my angle being level, I'm not elevated so I can see her there. I really rely on the umpire making the call. So Lunge will go back. 2 strikes, and Lee shaking off that 1st, 2nd. Yeah, she wants the 3rd selection. Tell you what, it's going to be tough to score on this. They're going to send her. Here comes the throw, and they waited too long. Yeah. Not only that, what happened, Dambrackas has a much better arm. She held the ball, and then when she made the throw, if she does what she does all year, catches and fires, they don't score. And I'm looking. Yeah, second and third as Gleason ends up at third. And now Knopf up. And that could be a run coming in. Yeah. Oh, yeah, wild pitch. And right now the momentum completely with Enosburg as they've built from a 3-1 to a 5-1 lead now. So an error and a wild pitch in this inning. Yeah, and Coach Mike Lee sensing it slipping away, they're losing composure. He's going to have a chat with his group in the circle, and that's what you see him right there. It looks like he's telling them to settle down. 5-1, not insurmountable by any means, but you've got to stop beating yourself. This is a Mill River squad that has played very sound defensively and made good decisions all year. And right now, they're just not executing. So these runs coming after there were 2 down. So Knopf with a runner at third base. Every run's big. They're up 5-1 right now over the number 2 seeded Mill River squad. That will miss. That's a good stop by Brown. The last one on the wild pitch hit her in the shin guard and then ricocheted all over the place. Winner here goes on to play in the semifinals. Lee, like I mentioned, very emotional competitor. She's getting down right now on everything. She's got to think, just take a pitch at a time, do her job. That's a beautiful pitch. I believe it's a 3-1 count according to the umpire. So Knopf set. Lee into the windmill. Foul ball. So we'll have a full count now with Woods on deck. Yeah, it's mostly been on these 5 runs, Mill River miscues more than it's been power hitting by Enosburg, and I don't want to take anything away from them, the Hornets. I mean, they're coming in and they're playing a very smart ball game. Brown with the grab, but a lot of damage done. 5-1, Enosburg with the lead going into the bottom of the 5th over Mill River. The number 9 spot, Casey Camone, she's had a double. That's her only time up. Then Maneri and Dembracus do. Well, I'll tell you, in the bottom of the 5th, and the game scheduled for 7, you got to make stuff happen now. And we're needing some runs back this inning, just to boost. If they can get something happening offensively, and they don't have to tie it up here this inning, if they can just get a couple runs, that could help their confidence on defense. That's going to be played by the center fielder. Yeah, she's pretty rock solid out here, very confident in her movement. Langmaid will make the grab in center field for the first out on Camone. Maneri 0 for 2 in that leadoff spot. She's grounded out to second and then popped out to the catcher. The pitch from Knopf. That's cranked. That's cranked and tracked down. Look at that. That's a great job of tracking the ball. That's Gleason. And right there, the Enosburg squad is just executing the plays that Mill River's not executing. I'll tell you what, that was a long shot chased down by Gleason, and now Dembracus up. She's popped up to the catcher and lined out to the center fielder, Langmaid. And it looks like Kachupi. 21, and it's Kachupi for Dembracus. So she will see if she'll come in to take her spot defensively, or she's going to just take the swings here. Going back to the play defensively on Dembracus, she got to the ball hit to her in the outfield with no problem, but she double clutched, she triple clutched and ran in 10 feet. That allowed the runner never hesitate to score. If she catches and lets it fly, they'll probably get her out at home base. Swing and a miss by Kachupi. Amanda Lee on deck. So the Minutemen in a bind here on their home turf in the quarterfinals. That's going to be out of play. Down 5-1, but playing on their heels. Something I haven't seen them do since the 3rd game of the season against, I believe it was Twin Valley. They've been a very confident, aggressive group today. They're playing with a lot of doubt. That's going to be played at third base. That's it. That's the inning. And again, the defense being played by Enosburg, just rock solid. Definitely needing to shut down Enosburg the rest of the way. You can just feel the flatness in the atmosphere here for Mill River. That's Ashley Woods up. That'll be a ball. It's going to be Woods who grounded out to the pitcher Amanda Lee, then struck out. She's 0 for 2 today, followed by the catcher Crystal Eschlebach, who had a single and struck out. And then the top of the order, D. Rush. 5 strikeouts in the ball game, but and I'm not taking nothing away from Knopf. Caitlin Knopf, the pitcher for Enosburg. She's definitely not overpowering. She's doing exactly what you would want. If you don't have, you know, McGaw type stuff or Hendy type stuff to overpower pitchers or batters. Whoa, close one, called a ball. You don't want to hurt yourself with walks and hit batters, and she's got the type of defense behind her where she can let them put the ball in play, and they're making the plays defensively. Yeah, she'll watch that one once too many, and they'll call a strike on that. There, I just try to move over Lusker just to. So with 2 strikes, pitch coming, got her. Took something off. 6 strikeouts now as they'll get Woods on strike 3. So they'll retire the leadoff batter here in the 6th, Eschlebach. Like I said, with an infield single and then struck out. If you want to start looking around at Mill River, they're going to be in the middle of the order in the 6th, the 3, 4, 5 spot. Lee winds up, and that hit Eschlebach. That'll be the first batter hit by a pitch. That'll put a, again, you're putting a batter on without date of a hit. Top of the order, DeRush, Sheridan, and then Langmaid. Langmaid's done a lot of damage today. It is possible not to get to her. DeRush has popped up to Courtney Lee at first base, reached on a fielder's choice, and eventually scored the 3rd, and then lined out to Camo at 2nd. And they brought in a courtesy runner, and I still don't have her. I don't have her number in my book, so I don't know who she is. So that'll be a foul ball, strike 1. So DeRush and the rest of the Enosburg squad trying to make it worth the 3.5-hour ride. They're looking to upset the number 2 seeded Mill River squad. Back to Lee. Wow. Just the simplest plays they can't execute today. That's a play they executed the whole middle of the season when they were hot, and now they just. And I'm not knocking them. It's just it's just strange how in the playoffs for the last several years, Mill River has had a lot of issues. And I'm not saying they should beat this team, but they're beating themselves more than Enosburg is beating them. I'll tell you, Maneri did an awful good job trying to tag the bag. Actually, I thought she might drag her foot on it, but they said no. Sheridan up, and a threat here for Enosburg. Sheridan has been very good at the plate here. That's a wild pitch. Everybody's moving up. Yeah, they got to get the focus back before it's too late. Wild pitch on Lee. Sheridan has walked twice, scored once. Foul tip caught by Brown. So 2nd and 3rd with just the 1 out. Lee really needing to get an out here on her own, either with the strikeout or infield pop-up or something, because they're down 5-1, and they haven't found that confident button yet today. Right there, she brought the heat, but too far inside to the left-handed batter, Sheridan, who has a good eye for the strike zone, will take it for a ball. That'll get the run in. There's the out. And it'll become 6-1. So that error that allowed the inning to extend cost him. Plus, it gives Langmaid a chance to get up, and she's done a lot of damage. After striking out, she's had a triple, a double, driven in 2 runs, scored 2 runs. Yeah, so 6-1 now in the 6th. That's to Camo to first, and Mill River got a lot of work to do coming up in the bottom of the 6th, down 6-1 in the quarterfinals on Munger Vision. Telling tales, Mill River scored their lone run back in the 2nd, but in the 4th they had the bases loaded with less than 1 out, or less than 2 outs, and could not score a run. So Amanda Lee, and I don't want to be sentimental, but what could be her last chance to bat here for Mill River, a senior she is, up in the 6th inning, down by a 6-1 score, will lead things off. She's walked and flied out to left field. There's a strike, 1-1. Actually, she's flied out to left field and then walked. She got stranded at third base. Cornell on deck, and then Hannon. They need some runs, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That looks to be playable by Gleason, and yeah, this has been a very solid outfield performance today by everybody who's played it for the Enosburg. So a fly out to left, and now Cornell up. Last time up, she flied out to center field to Langmaid. Gotta have base runners. And this is what I've always said all year. I mean, when you have big bats, and what was the saying? I was told they like to swing hard and take 2 bases at a time. That works a lot of times. When you get in the playoffs against a team where you got a pitcher that won't hurt herself, and a defense is making everything happen, and they've had the corners deep a lot today. You've got a small ball. You've got to be able to be flexible. You've got to be able to execute that small ball. Because good defense and good pitching will usually beat big bats. That's going to be a base hit. Yep, she'll beat it out. Tell you, Langmaid almost. She made that a lot closer play, man, than I thought she had a chance to. So there's a single by Cornell. Now, Amber Hannon up. She had a single her last time up. She's flying out to the left and singled. No lead insurmountable, but you got a feeling they got to get a couple runs here in this inning. They're down 6-1 to the 7th seeded Hornets from Enosburg Falls. I'll tell you what, that's a shot. I think it's going to be fair. Yeah. Will they score? No, he's going to hold her up. But that's awful camera work because I thought she was going to be a foul ball. So Hannon with a 2-hit day today. But now they're in a position, Mill River has, where they have runners in scoring position and haven't gotten that timely hit. Weatherhog up. She actually struck out her last time up, but it was a drop third strike, so she beat the ball. She never drew it through because they had a runner at third. I'd still drag the ball down the first baseline on a bunt. Personally, that's what I would do. But who the heck am I? But if you're in a bunt, get on top of it. Now, that shouldn't be a base because the hand is part of the bat. And that's what the explanation. They said she was hit with the ball, but the hand's part of the bat. Thus, just a strike. Now, see, that was just bad luck because that was going to be a ball no matter what, and she just couldn't get back out of the way. And by hitting the bat, she's down now. Oh, I stick with the bunt. Got to be fall. I had to wait for everybody. Well, I'll tell you what. My opinion, I know means nothing. These coaches have done an outstanding job. But just as a fan who has a right to an opinion, I stick with the bunt with 2 strikes regardless. So a big spot right here, 2 on, 1 out. 6th inning, Mill River down by 5. That's going to be misplayed, and that's why he's Coach of the Year, as Weatherhog's going to go to third and hold up. What happened there was the right fielder, Sheridan, came in on the line drive, and then ended up being over her head. And Weatherhog, you got to give her a lot of credit. You couldn't have more pressure with 2 strikes to drive it in. 6-3. And Coach Lee with the correct call, the right call, and that's why he's got that big plaque, says he's Coach of the Year. Well deserved it. Courtney Lee up. She was grounded out to shortstop and struck out. Runner at third. Just because they've driven in 2, there's only the 1 out. They got to get all they can here. 6-3 the score in the bottom of the 6th. Mill River looking for another one of those just gutsy comebacks. That's going to be ball 1 down low, and then Eschlebach making sure the runner went back to third base. So Knopf with the 1 down. Weatherhawk driving in 2 runs. Oh, that rise ball. That's the one that's given the Mill River team the most trouble. 1-1 the count, and it's, yes, what happened was there. The umpire at home base called his own time and checked with the field umpire, make sure he had a 1-1 count. It's been a very well umpired ball game. Off the fist and out of play. So 2 strikes now on Courtney Lee. Redenis on deck. Mill River would love to bring that runner in at third. They'd love to have a big inning here. That was one of the rare defensive mistakes that Enosburg has made today. That's a good eye on the ball. A good stop behind the plate on the ball that short hopped in on Eschlebach. And Courtney Lee looking down the third base, getting the sign. Mostly with 2 strikes, so protect the plate. Don't get caught looking at strike 3. Tell you what, she got a break there. She went up out of the strike zone on the rise ball and was able to follow it off to stay alive. Quick hands, awful quick hands she's got. Now that Mill River dugout up and cheering something. They've been very quiet for several innings here. Now they've got a pulse. As Knopf. Oh, that could be enough to get the run in. Oh, she didn't come. What a throw, though, too. 2 down, runner stays at third. Boy, I'm surprised, man. Weatherhog's got great speed, but that was a heck of a throw from Gleason. Now Redenis up. Well, you go back and you start counting all the times they don't score that runner from second or third with less than 2 down. And I can't tell the way Coach Lee's talking if he wanted her to be on the base and go or not, but Redenis fouled off the fist. Got ahead of that one and pulled it way foul down the third baseline. Timing off, just timing off a little bit. Coming up on that front foot. 6-3 Enosburg, and Mill River in the bottom of the 6th. Trying to claw their way back in. That's foul. Look at the play by Mike Lee. I mean, that guy still got it. He's got to be over 30 years old making a play like that. He was a wicked competitor. Well, he still is. I mean, but when he was playing high school sports, whew, great competitor, great athlete. On the that was on the infield. It's out of play. That was with 2 strikes. That's a good job by Redenis to keep it alive. And again, they're looking for any type of base hit here from her to score that run at third, to keep the inning going and to keep cutting into that lead. Knopf off the end of the bat, foul. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a job by Redenis to reach out and was fooled on the pitch and just pool cued it off the end of the bat down the first baseline and foul. So Knopf again getting set in the circle. Let's see where Eschlebach sets up. Inside corner. Off the glove. This could be trouble. Here comes the throw. I'm waiting for the call. They're calling her out. I thought it was a good call. They do pick up a couple. We'll go to the 7th. 6-3 Enosburg with the lead. Enosburg's at the Gleason Bordeaux spot, then Lunge, and then Knopf. This is the only section. Well, they did score. It scored 1 of the 6 runs. Lee and Mill River's defense, obvious, need a shutout inning. Not going to get it there. I mean, hitless inning neither, but Kachupi with the throw, and she's out. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure what Gleason was looking at as she tiptoed into second base. They're going to question. Now, I don't know how the home base umpire could overrule a play. Out, yeah. There's just no way the home base umpire could ever really overrule that on the angle he had. Everybody did a good job umpiring, but that was just a good call, so it goes as a single. And then who that was a Katrupi, 7-4 out. So what a great job by Mill River there. I can understand trying to take second base. The thing I don't understand at this point of the season is if she slides, she's safe. It's that simple. Strike on the swing. Now that can be the type of play that can fire up the Mill River crowd, which can fire up the Mill River team. Again, this is Bordeaux's spot. I don't believe it's Bordeaux. I don't. That's going to be to Camo to first. Got it. 2 down now. Nobody on base. So Mill River in the 7th. 1 out away from holding the score at 6-3. And they'll be coming up in the bottom of the 7th for the last chance to keep their season alive, their championship hopes alive. Oh, what a cut that was. That was Lunge with a good swing. She's had a single, grounded out to Redenis, and it's driven in a run. Now I got low battery flashing on my camera, so I'm hoping to get through this out and then change batteries. That's cut off by Katrupi. And here comes the throw. It's going to be too late. How big was that play now at second? Because that would have scored Gleason from first if she wouldn't have tried to stretch it. As Mill River's seen a couple big hits here, but no runs yet scored. And this is Knopf to first. We're going to the 7th. The season on the line. Mill River down by 3 on Munger Vision. Enosburg looking to slay a big target here. The number 2 seeded Mill River squad at Mill River's home turf. Going to have Camo up. She is doubled and flied out to center field. Then the top of the order with Maneri. And then either Dambrakis or Katrupi. I got a feeling it's going to be Katrupi coming up. That's going to be ball 1. Knopf has pitched well. She's had 2 strikeouts. She actually had 3 strikeouts, I apologize. But she's done what they've asked her to do. Don't beat herself with walks, wild pitches, hit batters, let your defense do their job. It just seems like a perfect setup team-wise. That's deep in the hole. Oh, nice scoop to throw, and that's what I'm talking about. That's great defense. That's hit to DeRush deep in the hole. Not only did she go deep in the hole and get it, and then she made a major league throw to first. 1 out. Mill River with just 2 more outs to work with this season. And now Maneri up 0 for 3. She had a deep fly ball to left field, chased down by Gleason. And the outfield's backed up extremely far. They're deep at the corners at first and third. And no indication she might bunt there. And she'll take ball 1 up and out of the strike zone. Mill River, like I said, has had runners in scoring position, not able to capitalize on it. That's going to be a possible base hit. Will she make the throw? Yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake. That's going to be dead ball, and she'll get second base. Now she almost, and they're going to give her third. Yeah. No, I didn't see how she could get third, but. So that goes as a single, and then an E8. Now, I started to say the center fielder Langmaid had a play earlier in a game where she almost threw the runner out at first from center field. Time's different though right now. You're looking for the, just to keep everything in front of you right now. So Katrupi will come to the plate. She popped up to third base. That long talk with Coach Lee. See what she's looking for here. 1 out, 1 on. The River needing 3 runs to tie the ball game up. Yeah, she's going to be there, and yeah, squared the bunt. Ball was dropped. Runner goes to third. Now you don't have to bunt. Pitch was called a strike, but does mean that you can still bunt if you want, which I don't think it's a bad gig. But we'll see what he wants to do here. Katrupi got good power. She's just married. You got to make contact, and then bunts off. That's going to be an 0-2 count now. Amanda Lee on deck. So 2 strikes, got to protect the plate. You got to run her down at third, and you're down by 3. In the 7th, number 2 seed Mill River. They come to the inside. Yeah, they want to come inside, and good job. That was a great pitch and a great job by Kachupi to follow it off with those 2 strikes. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised to see the rise ball right here. That's been the go-to pitch by Knopf, Caitlin Knopf. See her shake off the first 2 signs. That's going to, she's safe. Ball's free, safe. Now, I got a question. The throw home. You're playing for outs. You're playing for the out. So now it's 6-4. Still just the 1 out. Kachupi safe at first on a fielder's choice. And I know it's instinct to throw home, but that's not a force out. That's a tag play. That was a tough throw to handle, and then good contact, and that keeps the inning going, man. Now what will they do with Kachupi at first? Remember, the bench has been shortened because of the injuries sustained during the practices. How are they going to go to a pinch runner? Looks like, okay. Looks like Dambrakis, because that's who we switched with before. So yeah, they're going to bring Dambrakis back in the ball game for her speed to replace Kachupi. Well, just think of this. If she conceded the run and throws to first on that play, she's got 2 outs, and your bases are clean, and you're up by 2. Now it's 6-4 with just a 1 out and a runner on. Amanda Lee up. Had a deep fly ball chased down by Gleason last time in left field. Oh, Mill River trying to gut 1 out here. Like I said, they're a resilient bunch, but they're playing an outstanding team right now. I'll tell you, the outfield, like I said, about as deep as you see in softball outfield play. They want to keep everything in front of them. No, Dambrakis started but stopped, and I'd be surprised if she went on a straight steal. I don't think that'd be the right gig, but we'll wait and see. Again, Lee on that uppercut swing is going to fly out to third, and that's the out. Yeah. Mill River down to 1 more out. And it's a catch made by Lunge over there, and it's Madison Cornell up, and Cornell has had a good day. She has scored 2 runs, had 2 hits, made contact on another ball. But boy, I tell you, these slower paced pitches, they're uppercutting the heck out of them. Cornell representing the tying run in a 6-4 ball game. All those unearned runs coming back to haunt Mill River right now. And the opportunities, like in the 4th with the bases loaded, couldn't get them in. That's going to be a gapper. Well, nice job by Langmaid. And Dambrakis is going to hold up at third, so Cornell will go to second. She's got her 2nd double, and another big hit by Cornell. The tying run at second. And Amber Hannon up. She's had 2 hits today. The thing I think you got to tell somebody like Hannon is don't be over jacked. Don't be, now take a deep breath and play within your control limit. Don't be like 220 volt, like so juiced right now. Hannon's already won a ball game this year for Mill River. She represents the winning run at home base. The go-ahead run, tying run, I'm sorry, is at second. Got underneath it and going to be able to play. Yeah, she lunged at that first pitch. That's what I'm talking about. Settle in. Make it your pitch. 0-1 to count. Amber Hannon in her first real full year of varsity softball. Mill River trying to make a dramatic finish here for Munger Vision as Knopf coming. Winner going on to the semifinals. Cornell with decent speed at second. And that's going to be out of play. Again, uppercutting that ball. She's down to the last strike for Mill River as an 0-2 count to Hannon. Yeah, got to protect the plate with those 2 strikes. Hannon stepping in for the season right here. 2 strikes on Hannon. tying run at second, bottom of the seventh, 6-4 Enosburg. For a trip to the semifinals, the pitch on the way. Oh my goodness. Well, I got to tell you, I'm with Enosburg. How can you take that pitch? I'm not saying it was a strike, but that had to be so close. With 2 strikes, Hannon should be breathing a sigh of relief. And there's been some calls like that the other way. It's been consistent, but man, you got to be ready to protect the plate. And Hannon asking for time, stepping out, trying to refocus right now. No, she's getting it together herself. She called for time, stepped out, kind of like meditated for a second. So again, stage is set for the upset in the tournament and a trip to the semifinals. Nice stop by the catcher, Eschlebach. Still ahead in the count. She's got those 2 strikes on Hannon. All Hannon wants to do is make contact and drive the ball. Make the defense make a play on you. Now she's got great speed, Hannon does. So anything hit on the ground on the infield, there's going to be a lot. Now remember, they don't have to run at second and third on the ground. Fair ball! Here comes Cornell to tie it up, and Hannon has done it again. She's going to be at second base with the winning run. She's going to be at third base. Go down, she's going to be safe. Safe! Hannon's done it again! As she ties the ball game up with a ripped down, it turned into a double. And Weatherhog up with a chance to win the ball game. So Amber Hannon, who is new, like I said, only in her second full year of softball, has come through for the second time this year against a big team in a huge spot. Remember, she had 2 strikes, took what could have been strike 3, was called a ball. She called time. She stepped out. She focused herself. And there she is, wearing the hero's hat. We got a 6-6 game in the bottom of the 7th. I told you this was going to be a great game. This is why I did this stuff for so many years, man. What a way to go out to games like this. Weatherhog, remember, she drove in 2 runs last time. Mill River looking for the come-from-behind win on their home turf for the 7th-seeded Enosburg squad. Mill River had the 1-0 lead early in the ball game. Then a 3-run third and gave Enosburg back the lead. Now we'll see what Weatherhog wants to do. They're in at the corners. Weatherhog, a hit here. Mill River's going to the semifinals in dramatic fashion, coming back from a 6-1 deficit. They were down 6-1 going into the 6th. That's going to be deep enough and caught. We're going to extra innings. Who was that? Oh, she came over and made the catch. That was Sheridan. Oh, yeah, she gets a big hug. I thought they came in too close, so we're going to play extra innings on Munger Vision. 6-6 going into the 8th inning. If we go to the 8th inning on Munger Vision, 8-9 top of the order. This is Woods up. Strike called. Woods is 0 for 3 today. She struck out twice and grounded back to the pitcher. Eschlebach, the catcher, on deck. Then the top of the order with DeRush, who's been just outstanding today. Foul ball, 0-2. Mill River with 5 runs in the last 2 innings to get this thing tied up. Had a chance. I thought that Weatherhog got the job done. I thought that was going to drop in. I actually did not see Sheridan coming across from right field and taking the ball away from. I don't think the center fielder had gotten there in time. That's definitely out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Well, it's been a dandy, and I'll tell you, a whole new feeling on both sides. Both crowds cheering, both dugouts up and standing. Winner going on to the semifinals and a chance to still make that state championship happen. Foul tip caught by Brown. Oh, what a pitch. There's a rise ball with some juice on it. Unofficially 7 strikeouts now for Lee. Eschlebach had an infield single, struck out, and then was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Well, a lot of what is when you go back through both sides of this ballgame, but pretty fitting to be in extra innings now. That's going to be high and outside. Off the glove of Brown, and it'll be ball 1. Yeah, it's important right now to have 1, 2, 3 innings because if you get a base runner on in front of DeRush, she is just so good. And then you've got Sheridan coming up, and she's even better. You want those. That's popped up. Maneri making the grab. Maneri in short left field, calling for it all the way, making the grab. A whole different looking Mill River squad right now. What I started to say, and trying to finish my thought here, is when you get players like DeRush or Sheridan up, you want them up with nobody on base. Because if you get somebody on base ahead of them with a walk or an error or whatever, man, that's just flirting with disaster. So DeRush up there with 2 outs, nobody on, and the pitch coming, going to be a strike. Beautiful pitch. Lee throwing like Lee had in the middle to end of the season. Body language completely different now, the game tied up. Mill River wins, they will host the semifinal game. It is possible, if Enosburg wins, that they host. It depends what happens on that other side of the bracket. Misses high and outside. Yeah, with 2 outs, you want to go right after it. You don't want to give up a walk and send Sheridan up. Because you got Sheridan and then Lang made up, and they have done a lot of damage to Mill River today, those 2 young ladies have. And she'll work it to a 3-1 count, I believe. Either 3-1 or 3-0. 3-1. Yeah, don't beat yourself with walks. Is Lee taking the walk now around the circle? Kind of compose yourself. You got to take it 1 pitch at a time. 2 outs, nobody on, but big pitch here. And she will walk her. And that will bring up a very dangerous situation with Sheridan, then Lang made up. Good speed, all three with good speed. DeRush, Sheridan, Lang made. And they're bringing the infield in on the left side because more of a slap hitter. There goes the runner. Safe. Tell you what, close play, but it's good call. She was safe. She puts herself in scoring position. And I believe the pitch called a strike. I actually lost track of the play. Started to say Sheridan, more of a slap hitter. She relies mostly on that speed. Mill River looking for just 1 out here to get out of this inning. They have 2 down and a runner at second. That's going to be out of play. Let me show you the Mill River crowd. Starts there with those people. And then it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming and coming, coming and coming until the pitch. Hit her. Oh, yeah, of course she didn't mean to do that. So that will be the second batter hit by a pitch today by Lee. It brings up Langmaid. She's had a triple and a single. That infield backing up now, so after getting the first 2 outs, the walk and then the hit by a pitch has set up an opportunity for Enosburg to take the lead. In a 6-6 game in the 8th inning, Mill River hosting this quarterfinal. Good stop by Brown, keeping the runners at first and second. All of a sudden, she's lost that control. It happens occasionally with her. She'll lose that control. 2 umpires again have a little chat. Now they're going to go over and talk to the... Well, I'm not really sure what happened there, so I won't speculate. So Weatherhog, yeah, she's going to get on my line of vision. Good girl. Yep. Thank you. In the 8th, everything is dramatic. Everything is big. And out of play. Have to wait and see. I believe it's a 2-1 count. Talang made. 2-1 is the count. With Gleason on deck. Lee, the windmill, the release, the ball. Brown will knock it down and the runners will stay at first and second. So she'll run it to a 3-1 count. A walk here will load the bases up, and you just don't want that. It just puts tremendous pressure on Wild pitches, pass balls, walks, errors, freaky plays. No, she aimed it. She aimed the pitch and basically rolled it across the base, and that will load them up with 2 outs. All this taking place with 2 down. Gleason, chance to be a hero. And they bring the infield, well, actually about the midway point. I thought they'd bring him in closer. To Lee, she'll go to first, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 6th, and Mill River dancing with the devil will get it out of the jam after the bases were loaded. 6-6 on Munger Vision. And like I said, the bench for Mill River has been shortened with the injuries, so. And again, it means nothing coming from me, but you're playing for 1 run to win the game and go to the semifinals. You've got a very speedy player up there. I'm looking, they're not that far back. I mean, why not bunt the ball? You're playing for 1 run. 1 runner, 1 run. Courtney Lee, though, has got the ability to drive the ball into the gaps. She'll foul that one off. That's why I'm glad I don't coach. Lee today grounded out to the shortstop, struck out and flied out to left. But Dennis on deck. Mill River scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th to send this thing to extra innings. And that pitch, actually, that was a good job not chasing that. But that'll be a 1-1 count now. You would look at that and say, Jerry, I was so far outside. But to us, it looked that way. To a batter, it doesn't. To Mike Lee from his daughter, Courtney Lee. That's a couple great plays by Mike Lee over there. If I had a sponsor and stuff, I might give him like player of the game for the plays he's made over there. So 2 strikes on Courtney Lee. Knopf with the pitch. Caitlin Knopf in the 8th inning. And that's going to be in front of Gleason, and there's the winning run on at first base. Now, not only do they have the winning run on, but like I said, they've got a very speedy player over there in Courtney Lee, a freshman who's made such an impact this varsity season. Now Redenis up. Her last time up, she hit the ball real hard. Went out from the pitcher to the second baseman. They threw her out at first on a close play. Redenis with the good eye will lay off that. So there is nobody down. The leadoff runner on in the 8th. And Mill River trying to complete the comeback and propel themselves into the semifinals. And Coach Lee. Now, this, they could be talking strategy, or they could be just faking it, making the opposing team, making Enosburg think, they're going to bunt, they're going to hit and run, they're going to steal. When they're all there just chatting, saying, let's let them think we're doing something other than swing. They are going to bunt. I love it. That's a great bunt. The runner will go to second. There's play first. Now you got a runner in scoring position. That was a beautiful bunt by Redenis also. Beautiful bunt. And now Camo up. Camo today has had that double. She's made contact. Don't forget the good speed at second. Possible to score on a single here. So Camo looking to be a hero. And don't forget, Maneri on deck. Strike, beautiful pitch. Barring a double play, Maneri will get up. So Mill River looking to drive in that winning run after being down 6-1 going into the 6th inning. We're in the bottom of the 8th and off the end of the bat. Now, I didn't get it on camera, but that just inches over the top of assistant coach Darren Badley's head and just getting cat-like reflexes for a man over 30. Avoided a serious injury there. Mill River, they've done this several times this year, like I said, against good teams. That's going to get the runner to third. A runner at third on a wild pitch with less than 2 outs. Again, a wild pitch, a pass ball. Now, the advantage Coach Lee has, that's his daughter who's played for him his whole life standing there. A deep enough fly ball, you bet she's going to be tagging up correctly and coming home. And so Enosburg, who's had the momentum since the 3rd inning, not from the 3rd to the 7th, they had the momentum. Now they're on the verge of losing it here. That's going to be possibly the game-winning hit. She's coming home, and then it's a good throw. She's going to be out. We're going to go to the 9th. Langmaid made the throw. And I have no second guessing. I would have done the same exact thing. It was beautifully executed. Yeah, that's 3 outs. So question, that's definitely 3 outs. That's a double play. Yeah. So I said barring a double play, and there it was. We're going to go to the 9th inning, tied at 6. I'll have to rewatch that play because I'm thinking she didn't slide. She slides, she's safe, they win. I got to move again. That pitch a ball. In the 9th, this is either Draper or Bordeaux up. That's going to be out of play. Been a great ball game. What a classic ball game. You talk about tension and effort and determination and grit, both teams. I actually thought that Lee got a slow start off the bag. Beautiful pitch. Strike 2 called on the corner. Lee with 7 strikeouts as we're in the 9th inning. Lunge on deck and then Knopf due up. That's going to be out of play into that big crowd I showed you. So in the 8th inning, both teams had chances to end this thing, or to win this thing, or get runs at least. As Lee with 2 strikes. Good stop by Brown. And a good eye by the Enosburg Hornet batter. So Mill River with a golden opportunity. Come on, she's been perfect in the field. There's 1 down. Now, just to conserve tape, because I don't know how long this game's going to go, I'm going to stop between batters. I was making an extra score column in my book. As this is lunge. That's high for a ball. Well, I tell you, I was just hoping for a game like this, but I just absolutely over the years, foul ball, have loved varsity softball, fast pitch softball. I've seen some great players, met some great coaches, seen some tremendous games, recorded history for some outstanding moments for the community and for those programs. There's no exception. Foul ball clearly called by the home base umpire. I can hear him that time. So again, still 2 strikes with 1 out, nobody on. Knopf on deck, the pitcher. Yeah, Lunge today has had a single grounded out to Redenis at 3rd. Has had an RBI and a double. So that's pretty good production. Went to the changeup, and changeup hasn't worked well for her today. She'll miss this time with it. Well, I always bring 2 tapes. I just don't always think I'm going to need them. There's a walk. I'd be surprised to see a steal here. Close play at first, but she clearly was back. Brown has done that several times today, and she's come close a couple of times. Brown, a very smart catcher. Anyway, she got a good head on her shoulders. I'll give you enough stats here in just 1 second as Weatherhog and I got to dance a little bit to her left. Foul ball. Another strike here. She'll miss high. I just got to slide it over a little bit more. Oh, come on, Kyle. You're further over to my right. Oh, got a beautiful pitch. She will send Knopf down for the 8th strikeout of the ball game, 2nd out of the inning, and bring up Woods. Woods has struck out her last 3 times up. That's going to be fouled back. Mill River trying to get to the bottom of the 9th, looking for just the 1 run to win it. And at the bottom of the 9th, they're going to have the top of the order up. Maneri, Dambrakis, and then Lee and Cornell. As they chase down some of these foul balls. Yeah, like I said, Woods had a ground out to the pitcher in the 2nd and then struck out her next 3 times up. Nice pitch there. Again, close play, but the runner back safe at first. Munger Vision, once again, bringing you these great local games Almost 16 years worth, baby. Mill River try and get to the semifinals. That's going to be Camo to first. We're going to the bottom of the ninth, all tied up at 6. Michaela Maneri. And I'm running tight on tape, so I'll try to get this 9th inning in. Popped up, playable. At first, we'll make the grab, 1 down. Just back up, look at ball 1 outside. Dambrakis and Katrupi swapping back and forth throughout the ball game, both in the field and in the same spot in the batting order, the number 2 spot. And this could be a quick inning. They'll flip it to first and quickly, 2 down. A little 2-out magic here. We'll look at strike 1. In the 9th inning of a quarterfinal game, tied at 6. Can't ask for anything better. Showed bunt, brought the bat back. Pitch was well out of the strike zone. It'll be a 1-1 count now. Got Mill River with 5 runs between the 6th and 7th inning to tie it up. 3 runs in the 7th. And they had a chance to win it in the 7th. They had a chance to win it in the 8th. Remember the fly ball to Langmaid in center field? She threw Courtney Lee out trying to score from third base on it. And that's why we're still here, still playing. That's going to be center field. Slow start and coming in. We're going to go to the 10th inning of Munger Vision. Tied at 6 in the quarterfinals. Tape, Eschlebach, the catcher. Looking at ball 1. I just checked it out, and I'm probably running around 6 minutes, 7 minutes of tape left on this tape. So again, between batters, I will. That's going to be lofted. Dambrakis coming in and can't get to it. It's going to be a single to throw to second. We'll hold the runner first, but the leadoff batter on in the 10th for Enosburg. Your runner coming on for the catcher, and now top of the order, DeRush. Now there's a strike to DeRush. Like I said, she has been an awful, dangerous player for Enosburg today, as has Sheridan and Langmaid. And they're right in the heart of that. Those 3 up next with nobody out and a runner at first. Safe at first and first and second, and there's small ball. They're playing for 1 run. Beautiful bunt. So first and second, nobody down, and not a good spot right now. Sheridan didn't bunt because they're playing small ball. They're playing for 1 run here to win it, to go in the lead. There's the bunt, foul. Keep the bunt right on. Best thing you can do here is throw the rise ball hard, high and hard. If they're going to try to drop a bunt down. First and second, nobody down for Enosburg in the 10th. That's what she did. Get the out, go to first. She beat it out. Yeah, I don't know why they're so deliberate in the throw, but bases loaded, nobody out. The makings not only of a go-ahead run, but a big inning coming up here for Enosburg. And so Lang made up, and she's done a lot of damage with that bat here today. The outfield backing way up. Nobody out, and the base is juiced. Not only can they take the lead or get a run here, they can make an insurance run and some padding. Pitch called a strike right down the pipe. Oh, small ball and playoffs, man. That's what I was talking about all year. You got to practice it and execute it. I'm waiting for a call. Foul ball. Okay. A close play on that chopper down the third baseline. And that one inside for a ball. Okay. Getting low and stopped by Brown. I'll make it a, well, I think it's a full count. Or is it a 2-2 count? They're going to come home on that, and that's going to be the go-ahead run. Scores on a wild pitch. And that's going to be on the infield. As Courtney Lee will call off Camo, make the grab. Big out. 7-6 Enosburg with the lead. That's the first out of the inning. Watch the squeeze. So that's going to be up. Brown. Oh, what a great grab. Did she catch it? Oh, she dropped it. What an effort. What an effort by Sarah Brown. Playable. That's Camo. 2 down, and she's going to run it in. So 2 outs now, but again, actually, if they get out of this thing with just the 1 run scoring, that'll be quite a job well done by Mill River. And now Draper or Bordeaux. I haven't known all day since they made the switch. Cottenburg, what a job by Maneri! 7-6 Enosburg going into the bottom of the 10th. Got a new tape in so we can play all night. Well, River needed a run to extend the game, 2 to win it. It's Cornell, Hannon, and Weatherhog all due up here against Knopf, Caitlin Knopf, and Amanda Lee in a dandy 7-6 Enosburg, the 7th seed, will lead over Mill River, the number 2 seed. They need that leadoff runner on. And boy, Cornell saw the ball, ripped the ball, had a good swing at the ball, fouls it off for strike 1. Like I said, Cornell today scored 3 times. She's had a single and 2 doubles, and then a fly out to deep center field. So I mean, she's been on the pitch all day. Ball, obviously. Each team has worked themselves out of jams, and each team's worked themselves out of being able to win the game. And I'll tell you, like I said, Mill River giving up just the 1 run. That was a dire situation last inning for him. Oh, it threw the changeup, and she fouled it off for a strike. It was out of the strike zone, but it was the changeup, and Cornell had already committed to coming forward, and actually has a good job just get a piece of it. 2 strikes on Cornell with Hannon on deck. Remember, Hannon was on third base in the bottom of the 7th, and they couldn't bring her home. Drop strike 3, the throw down to first. They got her first time today. She's got caught looking, and it's a big one. I believe it's only the 4th strikeout, but it's a huge strikeout. Now Hannon up. Hannon with a single and 2 doubles. Drove in some huge runs. Mill River down to 1 run. They got to have a base runner. They're down to the last 2 outs of their season. And a good eye by Hannon. Weatherhog on deck. That's who's due up. And then Courtney Lee and Taryn Dennis. As right there was the catcher, Eschlebach, adjusting her straps. Oh, I'll tell you what, Hannon on top of that pitch, ripping it down the third baseline for a foul ball. I thought the teams matched up very well. Not trying to say in hindsight, I said that earlier in the ballgame to you, but I mean, in the 10th inning, this is just, I mean, we go to the cliches now. It is a shame that somebody's not going to be moving on after this game. And that was the changeup, and boy, Hannon out in front of it, able to get a piece of it, stay alive with the 2 strikes. Yeah, this will be one of those deals. At the end of this game, there'll be cheers on one side and tears on the other, unfortunately. Going into the 6th, it looked like Enosburg had it pretty much under control with a 6-1 lead. Yeah, the umpire stopping play. As Hannon getting set now. 2 strikes on Hannon. There's 1 out. Nobody on base. Bottom of the 10th. Yeah, don't adjust your audio. Bottom of the 10th. Just off the mark. Threw the changeup again, and I thought she nailed it, but just off that corner a tad. Hannon in the same spot she was before with 2 strikes, taking a borderline ball. Then got the base hit. And that's going to be another base hit. Hannon, just a machine. So there's the tying run at first base. And again, Hannon with blazing speed over there at first base. I can't say enough good things about Hannon. Weatherhog up. She's had a crucial hit today that drove in a couple runs. Again, just trying to bunt. Well, what they're saying was fair ball, touched in fair play, then picked up. So Weatherhog with a beautiful directional bunt, dragging it down. Oh, no. He said dead ball. Well, they said she ran into the ball, so Weatherhog is out. So there is 2 down now for Courtney Lee. Lee had the big base hit her last time up. She had a single. Remember, she got all the way to third eventually, and then they tried to score on a sacrifice fly. So down to their final out after Weatherhog ran into the ball. And that's going to get Hannon easily down to second base. Swing and a miss for a strike. So Mill River down to their final 2 strikes of the season. They're deep at the corner, man. Wicked deep at the corner. Good eye as she'll lay off that pitch high and outside, and obviously a ball. Hannon on a single possible with her speed. If she cuts third base cleanly on the corner, she could score. 7-6 Enosburg. That's going to be deep, and that's the ball game. What a great ending as Enosburg's Gleason took it deep in front of the fence. And there's the cheers that we were talking about. Congratulations to Enosburg on a ball that just missed, hitting the base of the fence. Mackenzie Gleason will make the grab, and the number 7 seeded Enosburg Hornets will upset Mill River in a tremendous ball game on Munger Vision. And again, it sounds contrived, but I can't say enough good things about Mill River's team this year and their coaching staff and all their players. And I mean, that was a deep shot. They just played correctly. They played the ball back deep, and their outfield had been brilliant all day. So in 10 innings, it'll be the Hornets moving on to the semifinals, and Mill River, a very bitter defeat, but they showed a lot of class and character all season, and coming back in this game from a 6-1 deficit going into the 6th inning. Again, just congratulations to both teams, the coaching staff. I thought it was a very well umpired ball game. And I'll wrap up Munger Vision Sports. What a way to go out in a 10-inning quarterfinal game. There'll be people that couldn't stand me out there for the sports, and there'll be people that say we're going to miss you, but that was it. That was a hell of a game. This has been Munger Vision.